Howdy, y'all. I'm your. Okay. Man, I don't know how I messed that up. Okay. Hey, I am Nuckles87 of Sonic Stadium, and with me today on a crappy tablet mic is my good friend, GX Echidna.
Required due to circumstance.
Yeah, it's because of how
choice.
It's because of how we're streaming this. We're just doing a stream from a PS5, and that unfortunately has certain limitations on Chris's end.
Knuckles, I've got my tablet connected to my Steam Deck dock, connected to a USB audio converter, connected to my work mic I use for meetings.
Honestly, I thought you were just gonna log on to your PS5, PS4.
Like a $200. But no, my PS4 isn't even in this room, my dude.
Okay.
What in God's name are you talking about?
Anyway, okay, so tonight we are streaming the Sonic Origins Plus DLC. This is currently streaming on Twitch. I'm going to be responding to Twitch chat, but eventually this will get sent to YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you see I'm just talking to random people, that's why. I'm mostly going to be focusing on Amy Rose and the Game Gear games, but we're also going to be doing a bit of Knuckles and Sonic and Knuckles CD. We're going to run the gamut of all the DLC, and because I am very bad at talking to myself, Chris is here. GX is here. I'm sorry. GX is here to occupy my brain and give me someone to talk to.
Hi. I can occupy a brain for a little while.
Yeah. Okay,
and,
so let's...
Significantly, if you have questions in chat about the game and the experience, we will do our best to answer, by which I mean Knuckles will do his best to answer, because I haven't played it yet. GX will do his best to pass those questions on to me, and I will do my best to answer. All right. So, for Twitch people, we've got lots of YouTube videos of this game already over on our YouTube channel. So, obligatory plug. Also, review up on our website, and I've got an article coming about Amy Rose in a few days. So, let's get started. All right, so stream. Which thing should I do first? Well, right now we get to show off the full logo update. It now shows Sonic Mania Plus on the front.
Of course,
I've been as someone in another server specifically mentioned. Hey, there's 66 pages of manual in this now.
Yes, there is. We were looking at some of the new stuff. Not there's a bit on the Game Gear games, a bit on Amy Rose. I haven't taken too much time to look through all this yet.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this is Amy's one special move, the hammer attack. And note how it says.
A hammer? Is this new? Is this something new for her?
Yes, it is. She totally has not had that since Sonic the Fighters. The Game Gear titles. Oh my gosh, it actually has a thing for each individual game. That's neat. This is like a super manual.
I suspect there were probably better ways to organize that.
Okay, well, no one in chat has given me a suggestion yet. So...
The only suggestion we've got is for someone to do a speed run, which you're going to have to look for another stream for speed runs.
Yeah, I am not here to stream run. I am here to clumsily play as Amy and Knuckles, and also Game Gear stuff. I have beaten all of these as Amy already. Aside from the first one, because Sonic 1 is the worst game in this collection.
You just missed it, Dauntless. The Game Gears. Do you mean original manual scans?
No, there are no
tell-
manual scans, no. When it comes to
Okay.
Game Gear, all we really have for manuals is what I showed you in the manual thing earlier, and this. A brief exclamation for the controls.
It does have video, though.
Yeah, it does, which is
actually
neat.
pretty good.
Like, it's certainly
Unfortunately,
useful.
If you want full manual scans, you'll have to do the normal internet thing and just go to Sonic Retro.
But fun fact, I couldn't remember how to play as Tails in Sonic Triple Trouble for when I was recording video, and then I actually had to open this up, and it's all like, oh, so right, yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, you have to hold up and jump to fly.
Anyway, okay, let's, you know what? This is like the best one. Let's just go with this.
Let's keep it PG. We're sort of a PG channel.
Yeah, like you can say damn and hell like Shadow the Hedgehog, but you can't say things that I may accidentally say a couple of times tonight. Because I do sometimes curse. I've gotten much better about that. This remaster is not Garbo. This remaster is good. Like, not quite as good as the fan stuff, but like this, like now that all the glitches have been more or less eliminated.
Let me put it this way: the broad experience of me interacting with people in this game has largely the way I've largely interacted with fans in regard to this game has kind of been, this game sucks. They got this single detail that doesn't really impact gameplay that much wrong, and I'm really upset about it.
Yeah, the checkpoints in Sandopolis 2 do work. I know that because I died in that level a lot on my latest playthrough. I was trying to get close to unlocking Hyper Amy before Lava Reef, and so I spent like, I don't know, 30 minutes hunting through that level trying to find giant rings. And eventually I managed to, I guess, like, use the YouTube video to just... Because, like, I found one, and then I accidentally immediately left the Super Emerald area, which I didn't even know you could do that until this game. Like, until I did it in this game last year. But yeah, and so I was all like, you know what, this game owes me. This game owes me one. And so I cheated a little. Yeah, Sandopolis Act 2, its checkpoints do work. Now, as I understand it, people say that the music is still muffled. I have never heard it, but honestly, I don't have the best...
Let me put it this way.
Yeah?
I'm wondering how many of these people are really thinking of it in terms of, well, it doesn't sound like emulation music.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
it's definitely not...
Admittedly, for me, like, I've played this game mostly on the Genesis for years. Whoops, dang it. Like, I've never really emulated this. So that could be why I don't notice anything, but on the other hand, sensitive ears. Like, I could not hear the Game Gear game echoes. I had to go to you for that.
Oh, yeah. I could absolutely hear that.
But, yeah. But, like, aside from the muffled audio, and maybe the crushing deaths in this still being a little too sensitive...
Bad news about Persona 3.
Is this about cut content or something?
No, Persona 3 is a So the discourse surrounding the new Persona 3 remake has been fascinating because this is a much more dedicated remake of Persona 3, which means it will not have the content from the two other Persona 3 remakes that have been put out. So now
technically...
Like 4 distinct versions of Persona 3 out there.
That really frustrated me because I have been like... I've been wanting to play this game for so long, but there just hasn't been like an accessible, definitive version for me. But I will say this:
Persona 3 Portable is on Game Pass.
Yeah, but that doesn't have the Fest content. Basically there's Persona 3, and then there's Persona 3 Fest, which adds a bunch of stuff to the main game, and then adds like an epilogue. And then there is Persona 3 Portable, which takes out the FES content, but adds a female protagonist. But it also takes out the explorable overworld in favor of like a glorified menu. And now there's this game, which apparently it does include the main game Fest content, but not the log. Oh, don't worry. I haven't played much of Persona 3 either. Like, I played like maybe the first month in that game on my Vita, and then like guess other things came up. Like,
I really want to make a joke about how every Persona game ends, but I feel like that might be a bit too harsh. Yeah. So you've been playing as Amy to start out with. When you first got it, what was the game that you started off with her as?
Man, I'm pretty sure it was... I think it was Sonic 2. Pretty sure it was Sonic 2. Wait, no. Man, I'm trying to remember. I know it wasn't Sonic 1, because as I said earlier, that's the worst one. But I think it was... Yeah, I think it was Sonic 2. But I did kind of just jump around to all of the games, in part because I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything with her, and also I guess wanted to, like, you know, just get a lay of the land. Like, I was all like, okay, does she have a cutscene in Sonic 3, which, as we've just seen, she does. Does she have any... Does, like, Metal Sonic kidnap anything in Sonic CD? He does not. Basically, like, you know, Amy's playthrough... Generally, most of these games, Amy's playthrough is like a mix of Tails and Sonic's. You know, like...
when you say that, what do you mean?
Well, like, you know, with Sonic CD, they take out certain scripted things for Tails.
Okay, so you mean to say, much in the same way that, you know, some of the games sort of optimize around Sonic being your core character, they have taken the ways that she is injected into the story and just
story,
sort of,
path, gameplay. Like, she basically plays like a tweaked Sonic, which, I'll be honest, like, I think I even said this on Sonic Talks, like, look, I'm okay with her not bringing anything new to the table, because I just want playable Amy. Like, to me, just the novelty of that will ultimately be enough for me, and it is enough for me. Because, you know, like, for me, like, the bigger disappointment, I guess, is just, like, you know, they did the bare bones with Game Gear emulation, and it doesn't, this package does not feel like it's worth $10. $5, sure. But $10, that kind of reminds me of when Sega announced Sonic Origins' price of $40. It's like, yeah, that just seems kind of high for me. Like 30, maybe, but like 40?
Well, I think what we're running into with that is Sonic. Realistically, we're running into two issues. Issue number one is, hey, games are just... The nature of the industry is getting more expensive, and whether we like it or not, games are just going to be more expensive. Games that... Remember when indie games, like indie download games, used to be a standard $15?
And now
they're anywhere between like 20 and 30.
Yeah,
so,
like, well, they can still be like $10 or $5, but like now they've basically taken up the slot that the double A and B tier games used to take up, like mid tier, mid budget games. They were essentially modern mid budget games, which you don't get as many these days as you did in, like, the PS2 era.
But the two things I'll say about it are, number one, to commission headcanon to completely recreate this game, it's worth remembering that Sonic 3 and Knuckles is, in scope, roughly the same size as Sonic Mania.
Size as Sonic Superstars, too.
Possibly.
Well, we know Sonic Superstars is full zones.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how many levels per zone it has, but I think we have a sense of it, don't we?
Well, it's at least 2 acts per zone, but there's at least one character-specific act that we know of. So, like, basically, it's either as long as Sonic 3 and Knuckles or longer.
Right. Plus the replayability of having, like, the 4 characters and the fact that it's been developed in all 3. That basically it is made from the ground up a new game with all the trappings of a new game. So I see the cost value analysis that people are making with Sonic games anymore, and the biggest problem is not that Sonic games are suddenly more expensive. It's that, hey, we got really cheap Sonic games for a very long time, and they stopped making them so cheap because they don't have to make them super cheap anymore. They realize that people like Sonic and people will buy Sonic. And, like, if we're being honest, like, when Sonic games were more for Mania, honestly.
Oh yeah, like, in hindsight, they probably should have. But, like,
what was Mania, $20 or $15?
It was $20, and then it got $5 DLC.
They should charge more.
Like, in hindsight, I think it was probably a $30 game, but I do feel like
Sonic Frontiers is not a AAA game. I'm not going to say it was a cheap game, but they're not making games at the scale of a Spider-Man. They don't have the team for that. They don't have the budget for that. They don't have the reliability of returns for that.
I think at the very least we can say it was probably a fairly high-budget game, at least by Sonic standards.
Oh yeah, it was certainly the most highly budgeted game out there. But also, it sold, what, 30 million? And
no, we're not that high yet. It sold,
oh, wait,
last we heard was 3.5 million.
Yeah, a game on the scale of, like, a Breath of the Wild or a Spider-Man has to sell 30 million to make its money back, or to make the expected level of profit. A game that does that well, it's that price because you're still working with an element of supply and demand. Like, you may not like the value to sell as many copies as other companies. They just aren't. It's the reality of their marketplace.
I mean, $60, because, like, you know, like, visually it's gorgeous, you know, and it really does seem like it's a fully featured 2D Sonic game, which is something we just haven't, like, fully original, fully featured 2D Sonic game, which is just something that we've never really, haven't really gotten since the Genesis days.
I want to highlight this. I don't think it's fair to undervalue 2D games.
Oh no!
And
like,
I think that's kind of what's going on here. Is that
like there were the same complaints with
pay for the concept of 2D games.
Metroid Dread had the exact same complaints, but like not only is that one of the best games I've played in the past few years, like you can like beat that game in just like I don't know 4 or 5 hours. You know, like
if you're real good, sure.
If you're real good, you know, like it was a game built for speedrunning, much like Sonic is. But like it's also just like a game where, like, you know, it's just an exceedingly well-designed game that is also just exceedingly gorgeous for Switch. And this game, and Sonic Superstars was going to be even more expensive because, you know, that is a game being made for higher fidelity systems. So that on its own is going to, like, raise the price. And not to mention, like, this thing has been in development since, like, apparently, like, at least COVID, 2020, 2021. Like, we know that, like, the whole thing came together basically over a video call during lockdown in Japan, but that was different from lockdown here. So, like, I don't know, but it's definitely isn't something that for me when it comes to.
I mean, I can tell you, I've certainly.
Oh yeah, like, and I am gonna buy the DLC.
That's my biggest concern. Yeah.
Like,
because I know Dread was Dread normally is very kind in his reviews. He's a very positive person in that regard. I am less so, and there's certain things.
Oh yeah, like in terms of in terms of positivity, Sven is probably the only person I'd say is probably more positive than me on this team. Like, it goes me, it goes him, and then I'm just kind of in the middle, I guess, and then it's you.
Yeah, I guess.
Which, you know, it's good. We need someone like you.
Well, I am less positive, but I do attempt to be as fair as I reasonably can.
Yeah, and you do give certain things more of a chance than I do, especially when it came to like stuff like the Sonic movie, which I then liked more than you, which makes it more hilarious.
I know. Here's the thing: I'm not sure if you actually liked it more than me, but I at least get the impression that like you came away with it with a more positive response to it than I did.
Ah.
I'll say this much. I at least like that he's a little bit more positive because I am kind of, I don't know.
No, I'm gonna get hit by something.
Discourse around everything lately has just kind of been miserable.
We do need more positive people who don't make that positivity other people's problem. Like, you know, they like the thing, they say why they like the thing, and they only really get like annoyed when other people are just being like ridiculously just mean.
Like, to be blunt, I like this game. I like this collection for what it is, not what it isn't. Like what it isn't, I could list off 1,000 things that it does not have or it does not improve on. But for what it is,
like for me, what this game really lacked were extras, and like the extras that I wanted, you have to pay for. So, like for me, what I wanted from this game is I wanted all of the Genesis, Game Gear, Master System games emulated in a competent way with, like, you know, multiple save stake slots and, you know, get basically whatever M2 might do.
And let's be real. There's still a very good opening for them to release like a more dedicated Genesis emulated Sonic collection or Genesis plus 32X plus CD plus whatever collection.
Like, they could certainly just do a whole new collection that is purely emulated, that is Game Gear, Master System, 32X, and I guess GBA?
Well, GBA I have no clue what they're eventually going to do with, but we're probably closer to something like that now than we've ever been. As for that stuff, like there's I think they are at least in good position to bring over other games that were previously only available through we'll say PC and Xbox / PS3.
Like, yeah,
right now we don't currently have Sonic the Fighters available.
And we don't have Unleashed.
A good port of Sonic R. If you want to play Sonic R, there's really no
you have to have a, you have to like
way to do that.
You have to like just do it on PC. Which is more easily said than done.
Yeah.
And that is a shame because I do personally have fun with Sonic R. And Sonic the Fires, like they are decently fun, if not spectacular, little spin-off games. And they do have, like, somewhat more modern iterations that can, like, be brought to new platforms.
I am not saying this because I think Sonic R is a particular.
Oh, I know. I'm saying it
purely as a preservationist.
Yeah, I know. Like, as a preservationist, I would say we need Sonic 06 and Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's like, yeah, because of the way that we have the cutoff between PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 Beyond, it kind of feels like a weird gap that Xbox can play games like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, but PlayStation cannot.
Yeah, which like makes me really glad that I invested in the Xbox ecosystem back in the day. But damn, like that just sucks for PlayStation players. And I don't get why Sega hasn't brought at least like the adventure games forward.
I imagine it would be fairly easy since, they have the PC version and PlayStation post 3 has kind of had closer to PC architecture. It wouldn't be completely trivial. I suspect maybe it could be related to having to renew licenses.
Yeah.
It's always a possibility that some of the tech they have.
In my experience, OG Modern Sonic, there have always been Japanese purists. But I would imagine that we have a big uptick because that's kind of what Sonic is now. Like, Sonic is mostly the Japanese continuity, albeit like now often done through like American writers and artists and stuff. Like, and certain things like Dr. Robotnik do still get used.
It's at least something that people across multiple regions can sort of find a little bit of a unity on, because what are we going to do? We're going to look at the West. Well, they had Archie and Fleetway and Sega and like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and all of those bizarre things that really didn't have much to do with the game. The Japanese aspect, at least, followed a bit more closely to what was going on in the games and sort of the style and aesthetic.
I mean, like, Sonic OVA had very little to do with the games beyond, like, the look.
I am not saying Sonic OVA had anything to do with anything. I am saying I like Sonic OVA. But I don't think Sonic OVA has a meaningful place in current Sonic discourse. It's just that I like it, and it's weird.
I'm just saying that, like, even Japan's own media wasn't really all that accurate to the games. Like, aside from, like, one manga series. Like, if you look at most of the mangas, those are very different from the games. Like, there's one manga where Sonic is... Well,
yeah, the one where he's the kid that transforms.
Yeah, and that's, like, the longest-running one.
I was thinking of more along the lines of the art that would come out.
Oh, yeah, like the wallpaper stuff?
Yeah, like the wallpaper stuff. That feels very in style for that era and feels more in alignment of what they currently do.
Seeing those wallpapers do just kind of make me feel nostalgic for the 90s, which is weird, because I didn't see those wallpapers in the 90s, but they just, like, exude that era.
If any of those came out today on Sonic social media, none of us would bat an eye. They would just sort of fit.
Debug mode and coins. I assume that there's a way to... That there's a way to, like, make the coin box appear during debug mode? Is that what you mean? It's not something I've ever really done, because I don't tend to mess with debug mode much, but, like, I don't know, maybe I can... Maybe I can take a look. Yeah. Of course, I think I would have to... We've
been playing for a while. We might as well show off some of the other features of this.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
this is just such a...
Hey, Knuckles is just gonna enjoy his time playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
This is just such a fun game, I just kind of forgot. Alright, I don't think I'm near the boss, right?
You still got a while, and even then, that's
All
a
right.
long boss.
Oh
Why
no,
don't we
Amy,
just go ahead?
Amy can obliterate that boss in like 10 seconds.
That is something very interesting. Like Amy's, there is a bit of whenever Mighty and Ray were introduced to Sonic Mania. Ray was a very fun character to play as in platforming, but Mighty did have a bit of, you know, he was a bit overpowered in a lot of ways.
Oh, like he's spike proof for one. Okay, so
And it
I don't
seems like
actually.
Amy has.
I don't actually
Do you need me
remember
to give
how
you
to
the
do.
code?
I don't actually remember how to do debug mode. So do you like remember off the top of your head or what? Like, I think I have to like go to Angel Island or something.
Okay, hold on. There's some origins. Okay, debug code for this one is from the main menu. Oh wait,
Okay.
you're showing competition.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure how long this would take. All right, so from the main menu, what?
Okay, main menu, you're going to need to activate sound test, which is
Oh, is that like the level select?
F. Yeah, level select.
Oh man, I have done that one a lot.
I think it's, what is it? Up, 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 down, 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 left, right. No, it's a contra code. What am I thinking of?
Well, I know that I have to get onto those swingy thingies. I can just look this up myself,
no,
I guess.
You're thinking of no.
What?
You're thinking of actual Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Oh wait, does this have a different one?
Yeah. Because you can't reset in the same way.
Oh, okay. So how do I do it?
Okay, so first off, get to the title screen.
Okay, looks like Dauntless Monk is telling us. Up
Yeah.
twice, down twice, up 4 times. Okay.
Yeah, and then you can choose sound test.
Up twice, down twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sounds like we just got the sound test. Okay.
And it becomes a choice. Yep. Okay, so for the Origins one, you want sound 1994 1018.
Okay, so 1994. So like I do 19 and then 94.
No. 1994 1018.
Okay, so 1 9 9. Dauntless Monk is covering up the sound test in my chat. Sorry, it's not your fault. Okay, 1994 01.
No, 10.
Oh. 1994. Oh, dang it! I'm going to have to redo it now. Okay, well, I guess did 1. So 1 9 9 4 01.
No, 0
No.
1.
Yeah, 01. That's one I hit.
Well,
And then
okay.
0 0.
Okay. Yes.
0 1 and then 0 8. Okay.
Did that do it?
Did we hear a ring collecting sound?
I don't know if you hear anything or not.
Oh no. You're supposed to hear a ring collecting sound. Okay, I'm gonna do this again because I didn't pick it up. 1 9 9 4 01 0 0 01 and 08. There it is. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Now then,
choose
let's
something
see.
different. Let's go. I don't know. Go to. Why don't we start Hidden Palace? That seems like a good place.
Okay. Hit it. Oh right, that's that. And this is Lava Reef B. Okay. Oh no, Hidden Palace. There we go. What's Lava Reef B? Huh.
Boss.
Oh, whatever.
Remember how the
okay.
boss takes place in a different chamber?
Right, I forgot. Okay. Now then.
Let's try your face buttons.
Oh, right.
Okay,
I forgot.
you found reverse gravity.
Oh, man.
So that's good.
I don't think the Genesis game
Although
could do
you did
that.
not choose Amy, so...
I don't think I can choose Amy for debug mode, or I don't know.
No, there's ways, but it's fine. There should be another face button that lets you turn into a sprite.
There we are.
There you go.
Okay, and now... Let's see. I'm not
like
seeing it.
I'm guessing... I don't know, maybe you have to, just put down 1,000,000 rings, or give rings to Tails.
What does this do? Oh,
That's probably puts down a, warp ring.
okay. Ah, nope. Ah, there we go. No, the warp ring is this giant thing.
Anyhow, we get the idea. I'm guessing yes, you probably... They have not removed debug mode or
Whoa, what the heck?
things that you could do in debug mode, so...
What is this?
I'm guessing you're able to view the, flags in the stage.
What are my thoughts on what? The DLC? DLC is fun. Not quite worth the price, but fun. Okay. Come on. Oh, whoa, there we go. Right, okay. I so that's how I do that. I forgot I could just pick different monitors. Okay. I'm still not seeing it.
So I'm guessing you probably can't give an extra life one.
I know this one turns me into supersonic.
Yep.
Okay, let's just put this one down. Oh, dang it. Let's just put this one down. There we go. Whee!
Sure, break them all. F them up, Nux.
I was about to scold you for cursing, but then I realized you said F. Oh man, this is awesome. Okay, anyway, yeah.
You don't debug much, do you?
I messed with debug a lot back in the day, but not on Origins.
How about some Sonic 1? I think that's probably a good place to start.
Yeah. Wait a moment. Is it just me, or is there like a new little sprite animation? Leah, I don't remember it. When I turn. Yeah, okay.
I don't know, do we have any requests in chat on what you might want to see?
Yeah, sure, I can do Sonic 1.
We haven't, oh. Jerk.
Alright, I'm gonna go through a couple levels of this.
Sonic. I kind of feel like the way that the Sonic fan base has evolved is no different than how the way the internet in large has evolved. Like, take any glance at the Pokemon fan base, and Sonic's not that far off removed from it.
I mean, like, people like to single out I see Sonic fans singling out the Sonic fan base for all these, like, bad things, and it's like, no, man, that's just the internet. Ooh, I think I'm actually hearing the echo. Huh.
Yeah, I can hear
I love
so,
doing this.
How does two-player in Game Gear work?
Oh, there's a separate mode you can choose. I will show it to you once I exit this.
Yeah. Is it similar to how it was handled in Sonic Adventure DX on the GameCube?
Were there like two different ROM files?
Yeah, like two different emulators playing at once.
No, well, not quite like that, I don't think. I don't know, we'll see in a minute. I haven't actually clicked it. What?
Not like that! I don't know what it's like, but it's not like that.
Like, I don't know. I can. Well, basically, what I mean is that like the two-player modes of these games is selected separately from the single-player versions. Now, when I was looking at this footage that I recorded for YouTube, this shield's really screwing with the with the video. I'm assuming that that's because the video was probably getting recorded at 30 frames per second. I forgot if I remembered to switch this to 60, so it might be you might just be seeing a circle right now. One thing I find interesting about this game. GX, you aren't talking. Did I lose you?
I am
okay,
not talking, but I'm
there
still
you are.
Here.
Okay, good. But anyway, actually no, it seems to be appearing pretty good on the Twitch stream. Okay, good. But I'm assuming that like when you view this in 30 frames per second, it just kind of messes with the visual effect. I do like the music on the Game Gear games. Like, it's pretty wild what they're able to do with the old Game Gear sound chip.
Oh, OG Modern Sonic, that is not true at all. Like I said, anything that you could describe about the Sonic fan base, I can look at the Pokemon fan base and go, what if this, but bigger?
Pokemon,
way bigger,
Zelda, Nintendo fans in general, Sony and Xbox fans in general. Like, I think in terms of like game, in terms of game fan bases, we Sonic fans don't really get exposed to like a lot of like the smaller communities. But like I've at least been exposed to stuff like Pokemon and Zelda, and also like the console fan base communities. And it's all the same.
At the very least, it could be worse. We could be Metroid fans, or we could be Paper Mario 1000-Year Door fans.
Oh boy!
Which are the worst fans.
I was gonna mention that. I should have said Mario fans because I forgot about the whole Paper Mario debacle.
We can't have characters. They won't let intelligent systems create characters.
Like, I think that at best, like, what's the word? Oh, hey, I still have my shield. I didn't know that could carry over. Huh.
So, interesting. Interesting thing of note here. I am guessing you're only outputting at 30 frames a second.
Probably, but I'm still seeing, Sonic and the shield at the same time on the stream.
Sonic was I guess in the way that it was handling screen sharing on my application.
Oh yeah, the screen sharing is probably 30 frames per second. On Twitch, though, it seems to be 60.
Okay. On my screen, it was like Sonic was absolutely invisible, but you could see that shield. We have a request. Are game music in the sound test?
I don't know, actually. Like, I would hope so, but like, I don't remember hearing about it. We should go check once I'm done with this.
Yeah.
So I want to go through at least the first active bridge zone, because that has some good music.
Okay. It does have some good music.
But like, when it comes to Sonic Game Gear, I really like this. I really like this game. I really like Sonic Chaos, albeit that is a bit easy, and I like Sonic Triple Trouble. Like, the only Sonic Game Gear games I really dislike are Sonic 2 and, to a lesser extent, Sonic Blast. Like, Sonic 2, like
Spinball is.
Oh right, yeah, but I don't count Spinball, because that's like a spin-off. But yeah, the Spinball's garbage.
It's not good. It's not a good version of Spinball. So hey, you know who did the music for this game?
I think the guy who did Street Fighter, right? Streaks of Rage.
Yeah, Yuzo Koshiro.
I believe he owns the development
Sonic
studio.
Game that he has worked on.
I believe he owns the development studio that made this, Ancient.
All true.
Oh, I'm gonna get a game over. Well, I guess that's one way to end things. Oh, yeah, okay. Alright.
Fair enough. Let's bail and go check out some new features.
So, back to game catalog. Yep. Alright, so first, let's quickly take a look at this two-player mode. Oh,
okay, so it is
it's a local two-player mode.
Well, yeah.
Never mind.
I'm guessing they didn't give you online compatibility, but yeah. If I had a PlayStation controller on me, I don't know if PlayStation offers remote play multiplayer. I'm guessing it doesn't.
I wouldn't think so, and like I don't know, it feels like it might I get the feeling that might like push your what you're on right now to like its limit.
I think you get a single save state in the Game Gear, right?
Yeah, each game has one save state, which is kind of nonsense, but whatever. Okay.
I guess, but like, what are you gonna do? Save multiple save states? Like,
I mean, I do that. But like I don't know, it's a basic feature that I feel like they really should have just included.
Yeah,
Boo's House lap music
from from Team Sonic Racing.
Huh. Oh no, this is Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's the arrangement of music created for 2019.
Okay.
I.e. Team Sonic Racing. It's a remix of the Sandopoulos music.
So, okay, I'm looking for Game Gear music. I'm not...
You could search with the triangle.
Oh, I can? Okay. Well, we got Sonic Spinball, but I think that's the original. Yeah, no, I don't see it. Man, come on, Sega. Just like...
For me, stuff has been weird from the beginning.
Yeah, for me, this is like I said before, my big issue with Sonic Origins Plus isn't the glitches, which are mostly resolved now from the looks of it. It isn't the music in Sonic 3. It is the museum. And, like, I don't know, like, it just feels so underfeatured, and like I was gonna say before, Game Gear should have just been in the museum from the get-go. Like, as a, like, simple emulation feature, but still. Alright, so let's do actual Sonic 1 now. Oh yeah, all the Game Gear games probably have sound tests. Like, I know at least a few of them do. Triple Trouble does through the level select, I believe. Okay.
Grimlock, this is a review copy.
Yep. Although I would imagine that
tomorrow.
Yeah. Or maybe tonight, I don't know. But okay, start new game. I am going to destroy all of the robots and free the woodland creatures. Alright.
I am not sure if it's going... We have no further information on when it will actually go live. Some games do go out at midnight, some games do not, depending on platform and how releases are set up, so we don't have an actual good answer to when you're going to be able to play the DLC yourself. At least not beyond, it will be out tomorrow.
Of course, I had no idea that they were releasing the patch today. I am glad that they did, because, like, that'll just let people get their DLC, like, immediately when it's up and not have to, like, download stuff. I think that the patch even included, like, all the DLC content, so you shouldn't even really have to download much.
patch. My Nintendo ate it very quickly.
Ah, how big was it?
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. I have decent internet, so.
Of course, like the patch, like it has like a bunch of Game Gear ROMs, which wouldn't even be like a megabyte in size, and then just Amy sprites and gameplay data, and whatever they had to do to get Knuckles in Sonic CD. Oh, come on, get down there.
Yeah, it's gonna be for CD. It's probably going to be a lot of replacement map assets because they did make modifications specifically to accommodate him.
I have noticed. I have noticed like a few things that clearly feel like they were added for Knuckles, like in terms of like rings and stuff. I was trying to, yeah.
In one of the recent Sonic official streams, they showed off one of the places in Collision Chaos where they added like additional platforms and corridors that were specifically that he would glide into.
Huh. One interesting thing about Knuckles in Sonic CD is that his glide can legitimately just like continue the time travel thing, and that makes time traveling with him a lot easier than with other characters.
That's interesting.
Like,
crazy. Okay, can you glide which?
I think if you can do it fast enough, yes. Like, there was one time I tried to do it, but I didn't have a lot of room to maneuver, and it went away. But if I can just like turn quickly, I do believe I maintain it. But the trick is just being able to like keep the forward motion going. I forget if I talked about this here already, but for me, like the best thing about Amy is that she's kind of got like, I don't know, like a super Invisi shield or something, where her hammer just gives her like it increases her attack radius, and it also like gives her a certain increased space between her attack and the part of her that the enemy can actually hit. And so, like, on certain enemies with defenses, she can legitimately just, like, attack.
Oh, she can avoid spike damage?
To a limited extent. For enemies, yes. Like, Mecha Sonic.
Oh, for enemies. Okay.
Yeah, like, she unfortunately, she cannot do what Mighty does, which I do find unfortunate. But, like,
Gotcha.
you know, like, you know how, like, Mecha Sonic and Sonic 2... if you hit him too far behind, you get hit and you die. That doesn't happen with her. You can just get all up in his spikes and just attack him until he turns into a spike ball. Then you will die, of course. But like that just makes killing him with Amy a lot easier than with Sonic, because like with Sonic, one little mistake and you're dead.
Yeah, well, it definitely have, like, I'm looking at everything I've seen of her, definitely has something like, what would you say? Basically, her damage hitbox is pretty small, while her damage-causing hitbox is rather big.
Yeah.
Which would make her really lethal to bosses.
Like, it does at least make the Death Egg Robot boss easier. Like, you can still get killed by his hang spikes, but you've got a little more leeway with that stuff. And Angel UK, was it Archangel UK? Yeah, I do vaguely remember him. I remember him being pretty cool. Modern Sonic. I forget if he, like, left Sega or something. I mean, I know I haven't heard about him in, like, years. So I assume he's no longer at Sega Europe.
Watching this, she does have Knuckles power, which is to say, she can just run into breakables.
Huh. Well, I do believe I either jumped or used the hammer for that.
Oh, okay. Okay. have you tried taking any Knuckles pads?
I have in Sonic 3, and like everything was just like blocked. Like you know how in
so you can get in there, you just can't glide or climb and glide. So, or does it not let you even break it?
you can't break it. Like there's, you know how like if you get there with Tails or Sonic, like you'll just like see this like white wall that you can't get past. Like she gets that too, and like those rocks
I've
at
actually
the.
never seen this.
Oh, well maybe they're new to Origins, but I have encountered them.
Okay, I've only known it so that like you just can't see. So basically, they have put in physical barriers or like illusory barriers to prevent you from. Sequence breaking is not the right word, but
from getting in Knuckles' areas.
Okay, I've never experienced that.
And let's see. But I know that like those rocks at the end of Angel Island Act 1, you can't get through those. They are just cannot. They are just impenetrable to you.
Gotcha.
I realized when I said that I didn't enunciate the T enough. So, like, Amy does at least provide some advantages when it comes to bosses and attacking enemies, but it doesn't significantly alter how you play the game.
Well, I imagine it would be very useful for something like, I'm thinking of bosses along the lines of, Metropolis Zone. Like, Metropolis Zone or the end of Sonic CD, it seems like she would clean house.
Metropolis Zone, yes. Sonic CD, no. Actually, I can actually show that off after this because.
Sure, everyone's been asking about like, hey, what about Stardust Speedway? So do you have the capacity to show off Stardust Speedway?
Stardust Speedway might be difficult, if only because, well, okay, I could use the debug mode for Stardust Speedway. But, unfortunately, Sonic CD doesn't have a level select that Amy can use in the traditional sense. Like, and for whatever reason, Time Attack only lets you use Sonic, as near as I can tell. Unless there's some hidden feature I can't find. Yeah, like look at this,
you don't have to show me.
Okay. I don't know if I'm missing something or what, but no, the Hammer Dash has the same amount of time, no matter what you do, as far as I've been able to tell. All right,
have
so
you unlocked the Time Attack for Sonic, or the level select for Sonic CD?
Is there a level select?
There is if you played a lot of the Time Attack. I'm guessing you probably have.
I mean, like, I like, this is the level select, right?
No, that's Time Attack. There is an actual level select.
Really? Well, darn.
Yes.
Is it, like, accessible through the menu, or what? Because, I don't know, I'm not seeing it.
Let's see if I could... Okay, here, hold on. I'm bringing it up. Sonic Origins level select.
Like, unfortunately, when it comes to the PS5, my PS5 save, I've only ever done the story mode.
Yeah, you might not have a level select option. You might need to actually unlock it.
Okay, well, let's just use debug mode then. I assume Sonic CD has that. Sonic CD, Origins, level select. Okay,
You need to unlock sound test first.
Oh, okay, how do I do that?
Sonic CD cheats. That's actually Sonic Origins. You can access debug mode in Sonic CD.
Okay, I'm...
Access the sound test and level select. You need to complete Time Attack. Yeah, you're not going to get that tonight.
All right. Well, there's only one way to do Amy then, and that is we're gonna just do the fun. Oh, I must have already restarted as her. Well, cripes. Oh well.
Well, we're not seeing that tonight.
Okay. Well, I still need to do some Sonic CD as Amy, or should we just do Knuckles and Sonic CD?
Yeah, Knuckles and Sonic CD sounds pretty good.
All right. Let's go ahead and do that then.
For those wondering, I can at least speak to how they approach how Amy does stuff in CD, which is to say, if you played the 2011 version of Sonic CD and played as Tails, and noticed that they've made modifications for like Tails' playthrough, he just has the same modifications, as does Knuckles.
Yeah.
Which is to say, you don't encounter Amy at all.
Unfortunately, Amy cannot rescue herself or Sonic, which I was kind of rooting for either of those scenarios. But she does race Metal Sonic, and you can, and I did record that. See, and I got a fancy thumbnail. Oh no! Poor connection quality, broadcasting only mic audio. What the heck? Well, that's not good.
I still have screen share.
Okay, so you can see it, but no one else can. I don't know what to do here. I assume that you just saw like how Knuckles did his.
Try hiding and then unhiding. See if that does anything.
No, it doesn't look like it. I might have to restart the stream.
What if you stop screen sharing to me?
Okay, let's try that. Game base. Let's see. How do I turn this off? Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. I have stopped screen sharing. It still isn't working. Okay,
That's very odd.
Well, this was giving me some issues early. Like I could not connect to the internet, and I just I had to change my Wi-Fi. So I don't know what's going on here. But okay, well, let me just finish what I was gonna say. So GX, and I know this at least got in the stream. You saw how Knuckles managed to time travel by gliding, and then he right at the end he landed on that platform and slid on the ground. That gave him just enough momentum to get him to time travel. So that's the kind of stuff you can do with him. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are going to kill the stream and then come back. This is going to get uploaded to YouTube as part 2. And then hopefully it'll all be working. The next part will be part 2 on YouTube. So YouTube people, look for that. Twitch people, just stick around for a moment. Okay.